What's good, More Purpose family? It's your boy Clarence, and we are back with day 4 of Proverbs. It's been an amazing journey so far. We're 4 days in a row consistently, and I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to even be trusted with this assignment to do so. And the feedback that y'all have been giving us has been amazing. So I appreciate y'all with all my heart, and I thank y'all for even just tuning in to even being a part of this challenge to knock out Proverbs in 31 days consecutively. So I hope y'all excited. I hope y'all have been locked in. If you are just now joining us on this challenge, feel free to go to the playlist and you'll be able to watch all of them in order if you feel like it. And I'm just excited to continue this journey and continue to learn and grow together. And we're about to get right into it. So I hope y'all ready to pray in. As always, I'm about to pray in and then we're going to get right to reading. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get straight to it. So all minds clear, heads bowed, eyes closed. Lord, thank you for just allowing us all to be here once again. Thank you for giving us all a chance to just grow closer to you, Lord, to learn more about you, Lord, and to even grow in our wisdom, as the purpose of Proverbs is to gain wisdom and discernment, Lord. So I ask that you give us the knowledge that we are looking for, Lord. Allow us to even have the application to apply your knowledge to our lives, Lord, and for us to be able to see the fruits of these lessons, to be able to see the fruits of what you are pouring out to us in our everyday lives, Lord. I ask that you bless us to even be able to pour out to others and get others to even think more wisely, Lord, and to understand and reverence you in the right way, Lord. So I ask that you bless this day, bless day 4 of Proverbs. Bless us to learn something new, for us to be able to apply something new to our lives today, and for us to be able to be a light everywhere that we walk. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Let's get right to it. Hope you're excited. Proverbs Chapter 4. If you want my Bible, I'm reading from the Every Man's Bible, NLT version. And I have my AMP Bible right here, which is a journal Bible that has like the note taking on the side. So usually during my intimate time with God, I'll use my AMP Bible to journal out what God is pouring out to me or different verses that stand out to me. So I definitely recommend this Bible for sure, because especially if you're a note taker that always takes notes, this is definitely a dope Bible to have. So AMP Journal Bible, go cop that. Every Man's Bible, NLT version with the devotionals at the bottom. Go cop that if you want it. But let's get started. The title for Proverbs Chapter 4 in my NLT Bible says, A Father's Wise Advice. This is about to be crazy. Yeah, I'm already knowing. And again, I did better this time. I didn't already have them highlighted, so I'm going to be highlighting with y'all this time. So, a father's wise advice. Verse 1. Excuse me. My children, listen when your father corrects you. Pay attention and learn good judgment. For I am giving you good guidance. Don't turn away from my instructions. For I too was once my father's son, tenderly loved as my mother's only child. My father taught me, take my words to heart, follow my commands, and you will live. Get wisdom, develop good judgment. Don't forget my words or turn away from them. Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her, and she will guard you. Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment. If you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her and she will honor you. She will place a lovely wreath over your head. She will present you with a beautiful crown. My child, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have a long, good life. I will teach you wisdom's ways and lead you in straight paths. When you walk, you won't be held back. When you run, you won't stumble. Take hold of my instructions. Don't let them go. Guard them, for they are the key to life. Don't do as the wicked do, and don't follow the path of evildoers. Don't even think about it. Don't go that way. Turn away and keep moving. Verse 16, for evil people can't sleep until they've done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they've caused someone to stumble. They eat the food of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. The way of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, which shines even ever brighter until the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like total darkness. They have no idea what they are stumbling over. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully to my words. Don't lose sight of them. Let them penetrate deep into your heart, for they bring life to those who find them and healing to their whole body. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. Straight to it. That's good reads, man. So we're going to go back as we did last time, and we're going to go through it verse by verse. So get your highlighters out. If you have your highlighter, go ahead and get your highlighter out, man. And everybody start taking notes. or we'll just, taking notes and highlighting what stands out to us the most. So verse 1 again. In fact, let me pull up my own Filament Bible too on my app, on my iPad. All right, there we go. Verse 1, it says, "My children, listen when your father corrects you. Pay attention and learn good judgment." Verse 2, "For I am giving you good guidance. Don't turn away from my instructions. For I too was once my father's son, tenderly loved as my mother's only child. My father taught me, take my words to heart, follow my commands, and you will live." So what this is saying, what this is saying is, if you obey your father's instructions, the Lord, and your parents, if you obey your father's instructions, his words, if you take his words to heart and follow his commands, you will live, as it says in verse 4. All right, so let's do this again. Let's read it again. Verse 2, "For I'm giving you good guidance. Don't turn away from my instructions. For I too was once my father's son, tenderly loved as my mother's only child. My father taught me, take my words to heart, follow my commands, and you will live. Get wisdom, develop good judgment. Don't forget my words or turn away from them. Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her, and she will guard you. Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do, and whatever else you do, develop good judgment. If you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will place a lovely wreath over your head. She will present you with a beautiful crown." That's good. So verses 1 through 9 are basically emphasizing the importance of bringing wisdom into your heart and not letting wisdom go in one ear and out the other. So when your father speaks to you, when your mother speaks to you, when God is giving you words of wisdom, when he's giving you something, when he's pouring out into you, right? Don't let what they are saying pass you by. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other to where you miss the reason why they're telling you it, why they're giving you those instructions. Take heed to those instructions and don't turn away from it. As verse 2 says, "For I'm giving you good guidance. Don't turn away from my instructions." Pay attention to what he's giving you. Pay attention to the instructions. "For I too was once my father's son, tenderly loved as my mother's only child. My father taught me, take my words to heart, follow my commands, and you will live." You will live if you obey the Father's commands. You will live if you obey the Father's commands. We find ourselves in situations that we're not supposed to be in when we disobey what the Father is telling us. So make sure when God is pouring out to you and giving you certain instructions, if your family is even giving you certain instructions, your wise counsel, whoever it is, that you trust as such. When they give you wise counsel, when they give you instructions, that's for the best, for the betterment of you, pay attention and listen. Verse 10. Let's highlight verse 7. I'm going to highlight verse 7. "Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. Develop good judgment." I love that verse because you can get wisdom all the time, any day, anywhere. And all it takes is your yes. All it takes is you to ask and actually seek wisdom. So if you start asking your parents before you even do something, "Hey, mom, dad, Lord, while you praying, Lord, I had this situation. I had this coming up. What decision should I make?" You're seeking wisdom. You're seeking guidance because you understand that there may be a better way to go about it than what you think you can do. And I love how in verse 7 it says, "Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment." Because sometimes, develop good judgment, because not everybody's wisdom is the wisest thing that you can do. Sometimes people only speak from experience, but then you have to always go back to God to understand that God has the final say. God understands where you need to go specifically. So if someone's giving you wise counsel, but it doesn't really align with where God is trying to lead you to, you might need to go back to God and be like, "All right, God, what do you want me to do? Because I don't think what they're saying aligns with your will for my life." You feel me? So definitely highlight verse 7 or whatever verse stood out to y'all the most, but verse 7 definitely stood out to me the most. Verse 10, "My child, listen to me and do as I say." "My child, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have a long, good life. I will teach you wisdom's ways and lead you on straight paths. When you walk, you won't be held back. When you run, you won't stumble. Take hold of my instructions. Don't let them go. Guard them, for they are the key to life. Don't do as the wicked do, and don't follow the path of evildoers. Don't even think about it. Don't go that way. Turn and keep moving." I like verse 11 and 12. In fact, I like 10 through 12. So I'm going to highlight 10 through 12 real quick. It says, "My child, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have a long, good life. I will teach you wisdom's ways and lead you in straight paths. When you walk, you won't be held back. When you run, you won't stumble. The reason why when you walk, you won't be held back, and the reason why when you run, you won't stumble, is because when you're walking in a wisdom path that God has set out for you, there's less obstacles in the way. When we go on the wrong path, that's not really the wisest decision or the wisest path to go on, we'll start witnessing more obstacles, more stumbling blocks, more walls that's in the way to keep us from reaching destiny. You feel me? So definitely highlight verses 10 through 12, because that is a great breakdown of why we should choose wisdom. Because if you want to find a path towards purpose, a path towards righteousness, the narrow path that God has set for us, you need to follow his path, and it will only have the obstacles and tests that God has set for you, not what the world may have in front of you. You feel me? So definitely highlight that. Verses 16 through 27. Let's go ahead and just see where we stop at. Verse 16, for evil people can't sleep until they've done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they've caused someone to stumble. They eat the fruit of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. The way of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, which shines ever brighter until the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like total darkness. They have no idea what they are stumbling over. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully to my words. Don't lose sight of them. Let them penetrate deep into your heart, for they bring life to those who find them and healing to their whole body. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of life. Avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. I love verses 20 through 27. So let's go ahead and highlight that too. Let's go ahead and get that highlighted. Verses 20 through 27. Because that's we need that. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully to my words. Don't lose sight of them. Let them penetrate deep into your heart, for they bring life to those who find them and healing to their whole body. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Listen, I actually think it's not even ironic. God specifically put this in here because verse 23 says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. You do what you usually do, what your heart desires to do. And then on 24, it says, avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. And we don't realize that our words are gateways to our heart. Our words will allow us to speak something into existence to where we feel that we need to do something, or we might let that junk get in our spirit to where we start acting on the words we just said. And prime example is a story where I was on a game with my friends, and mind you, a lot of my friends that's on the game, they haven't given their life to Christ. So a lot of my friends that's on the game, it's always an opportunity for me to either plant a seed for them to come closer to Christ, or I'm going to blend in with them and blend into the world, the conversation, whatever they're talking about. And there was a time where they was talking about girls, they was talking about the different things that they've been doing since they was doing in high school, right? And instead of me planting a seed for Christ and switching the conversation over into something positive, I caught myself falling into the conversation by falling into the perverse talk, by falling into the corrupt speech. You feel me? And just that fast, I had to catch myself, and I prayed and I repented. I was like, God, I'm supposed to be the light in this conversation, but right now I'm blending into the darkness. And that's why it says avoid all perverse talk, stay away from the corrupt speech, because your heart, as soon as you start indulging in it, you'll catch yourself being a part of it versus being set apart from it. You feel me? So I encourage y'all to highlight that, please, and thank you. Take heed to that. Do not fall for the trap, because you'll catch yourself reminiscing and doing things that you already freed from because you put yourself in a conversation that you weren't supposed to be in the first place. And I love how my Bible says, matter of fact, let me break it down from the other joint too. It says, for verses 11 through 19, my devotional says, everyone can be influenced by their environment. That is why we are warned here to stay away from those who do wicked deeds. If we spend too much time with people who have few moral boundaries, we will begin to think and act as they do. However, by spending time with godly people, we will find the encouragement we need to stay on the right path. That's good. Then we will be able to enjoy the life God intends for us. That's verses 11 through 19. And in verses 23 through 27 in my devotion, it says, the warning to guard our hearts is also a warning to not give into the temptation of sinful pleasures of all kinds. Indulging in sin seems pleasurable at first, but in the end, its promise is empty and bitter. Sin may satisfy short-term desires, but its consequences are long-term, impeding our spiritual growth. I'm highlighting that. That's good. My Lord. I'm reading again. The warning to guard our hearts is also a warning to not give into the temptation of sinful pleasures of all kinds. Indulging in sin seems pleasurable at first, but in the end, its promise is empty and bitter. Sin may satisfy our short-term desires, but its consequences are long-term, impeding our spiritual growth. We don't want that. We don't want our spiritual growth to get halted. We don't want our spiritual growth to go the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you are doing all you can to lock in on what God has told you to lock in on, because it's easy to get sidetracked. And that's why verse 26 and 27, it says, mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. And verse 27 says, don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. You would realize that if you go on the opposite path, you don't even realize you're following evil because you're not following God. You feel me? Keep your feet on the right path, on the safe path. When you start hanging around different people that's doing risky things that they're not supposed to be doing, and you start following along, now you're on the wrong path. Now you're following evil because you're doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing. Stay on the right path. Stay on the safe path. The safe path is with God. The safe path is following Christ. The safe path is holding his hand and understanding that, yeah, my friends may be going that way, but I'm going to go with you, Lord, because you know where I need to be going, and I trust you. I trust you with my life. So that's the breakdown from my Everyman's Bible. I have my Filament app that came with my old Bible that I have. It was an app called Filament. It's like a study Bible that came with it, and it gives like a breakdown of each verse by verse. And let's see which ones do I want to stand out. Verse 7 and 8, wisdom often, though not always, brings relational and material prosperity. Verse 9, a lovely wreath and a beautiful crown represent wisdom's rewards. Verse 10 through 19, the father again lays two paths before his children, encouraging them to avoid evil with its horrible consequences and to embrace good with its promise of blessings. Verse 10, not every wise person lives longer than every evil person, but obedience and wise living make a long, good life much more likely. Verse 11 through 12, wisdom's paths are straight, non-deceptive, while those of a fool are crooked. When you walk, run, the wise reach their goals more quickly and efficiently. When you walk or run, the wise reach their goals more quickly and efficiently. I love that. That's a good breakdown right there. And then verses 16, the wicked stay up at a night to plan evil. Verse 17, to eat wickedness and drink violence means that those attributes are at the very center of someone's life. Just as we eat and drink to stay alive, evil people sustain themselves by committing evil acts. Verse 18 through 19, light stands for wisdom and righteousness, and darkness stands for foolishness and wickedness. Light brings actions into the open, darkness hides them. Righteous people have nothing to hide. When the wicked try to hide what they do and end up stumbling over obstacles in the dark. That's good. Righteous people have nothing to hide, while the wicked try to hide what they do and end up stumbling over obstacles in the dark. Okay, got you. Verse 20 through 27, the wise walk the path of life with eyes straight ahead. Tunnel vision, focusing straight on Jesus. Verse 20 through 21, pay attention. The child is to let these teachings transform his personality, represented by his heart. A lifelong commitment to following wisdom requires a change of heart. That's good. Verse 22, life and healing are rewards for following the wise instructions of the Father. Verse 23, in the Old Testament, the heart represents the center of the emotions, thinking and reasoning. The heart is crucial in the battle between wisdom and foolishness, between righteousness and evil. And then verse 24, because a person's words originate in the heart, Proverbs teaches extensively about speech. One of the most basic lessons is to avoid perverse and corrupt speech, later defined as lies, slander, gossip, and rumors. So that's all my study notes for Proverbs chapter 4. I hope y'all enjoyed it. For those that are note taking, I definitely, if I was you, I would note take verses 7 and 8 for sure, especially 7. Let me highlight verse 8 because that was good too. If you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her and she will honor you. That's good. Definitely 7 and 8, and definitely 10 through 12 for sure. And then after that, definitely make sure you have highlighted 20 through 24. 24 especially about avoiding perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. So that's Proverbs chapter 4. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all learned something new. It was a pretty quick one, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't too many verses as much as it was yesterday, because we had 35 verses yesterday. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got something new. I hope y'all heard God's voice and not my own. And I'm excited to see y'all tomorrow for day 5. Day 5 is going to be a crazy one, because that one is talking about avoiding a moral woman. So, men, be here. Watch that one for sure. And ladies, same thing applies to y'all, just vice versa. Avoid immoral men. Simple as that. So tap in tomorrow, because day 5 is going to be crazy for sure. Day 5 is going to be crazy. Yeah. I think that's all I have for y'all today. We're going to pray out, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow. So all minds clear, heads bowed, eyes closed. Lord, thank you for allowing us all to even be able to read Proverbs chapter 4 today. Thank you for giving us another chance to even get closer to you, Lord, and to get closer to your presence, Lord. Thank you for using me as a vessel to be your ambassador for Christ, Lord. And thank you for just choosing all of us that have tuned into this to learn more and more about you and to seek your presence, Lord. So I ask that you have blessed them to hear your voice and not my own, Lord. For them to have lean to your understanding and not their own. For us to all have been able to apply your word to our lives in some type of way today, Lord. And for us to all be able to continue to stay consistent and to hold each other accountable in reading our word every single day to get closer and closer to you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you want to join our community link is in the bio. A group chat full of people that love Jesus and are on fire for God. If you feel led to sow or donate, our Cash App is right here on the screen. We appreciate all y'all donations. We appreciate all the support. Even if you can't sow or donate, we appreciate every like, every comment, every subscribe, every share to a friend. But definitely, please share this to a friend. Please leave a like. For those that are enjoying this, leave a comment in the comment section about what you learned from it. What was your favorite part? What was your favorite verse? Anything that may be standing out to you and what you may be learning so far as we are now on day 4 of this series. So I'm excited to talk to y'all in the chat. I'm excited to hear more about what y'all learning and what revelations God may be giving y'all as well. And I'm excited to just continue to go every single day with reading Proverbs, because I'm learning so much, and I hope y'all are too. And that's all I have for y'all, man. Y'all lock in, stay consistent, hold yourself accountable, send an alarm if you have to. Cut on post notifications too on YouTube if you want to be able to get notifications of when we post every single day, so that way you're not missing anything. But other than that, as always, it's always more purpose. You just have to find yours. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all be safe. Get to that bad today, man. Get that wisdom, man. Get to it, man. Love.